And yet because of the way this entire sector is set up, because there's no real competition, because it's so hard to get rid of you when you're not performing your duties, that gate hasn't been fixed for 8 years and you still seem to be making millions of pounds in dividends for your shareholders. It seems like you're milking the system, doesn't it?
Most people on this panel will have FirstPort properties in their constituency, and what you're describing is quite some distance from the experience of us and our residents. Think about Redhouse Park in my constituency. As of May this year, you emailed telling me that you hadn't signed off the accounts from 2022. That's before we get on to 2023 and then 2024. You talk about your complaints portal. I've got notes from my residents in Redhouse Park that complaints that they put into the portal just get taken down without any redress. I've got examples of people being sent legal letters, the things that they're disputing. It seems like you just send the legal letters out in hope that people dispute them. And then the moment we point out that what is being put forward, and this is all happening under your watch currently, then the moment we start to dispute that, eventually the lawyers back down. It seems like there's a just put the legal letter in and hope that nobody queries it. We've got 123% increase in costs for work to maintain gates that haven't worked for 8 years. And these are far from the worst stories that I'm sure you've heard from the 170 MPs you've met, which, I think the fact that 170 MPs have a problem is in itself evidence of how much of an issue this is. So, well, let's start with this. Do you survey your residents, and do you know what level of, pardon the complaint numbers, do you know what level of satisfaction you have among your residents for the service that you provide?
Yes, we do, and that's been kicked off recently in regards to obviously we see our residents through the property managers who are on the ground, and have ensured that those property managers are visiting site much more often than they used to. So they're a lot more visible. They can answer questions along with the qualifications that they are pursuing. I'm aware that we don't get it right all the time, and in the last 12 to 14 months...
the time would be nice. If any other business was responsible for managing a gate, didn't fix it for 8 years, and then turned around to residents and said, we want 123% increase in your fees to manage gates that haven't worked for 8 years, that company would be out of business within months. And yet because of the way this entire sector is set up, because there's no real competition, because it's so hard to get rid of you when you're not performing your duties, that gate hasn't been fixed for 8 years and you still seem to be making millions of pounds in dividends for your shareholders. It seems like you're milking the system, doesn't it?